Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be. Thank you for being here with me on Code It Live. We are going to work on something that I had started a while back, and I haven't actually made a lot of progress, so let's get back into it a little bit. I'm into .NET MAUI, as you might know from other streams. But there is something I've been working on. So if I head out over to our blogs, every Monday, you are going to see a newsletter type thing that comes out. Who needs enemies when you have friends like this? My good friend Aaron is here. Hello, Aaron. Yeah, my code doesn't work usually, so Aaron is on point. Like, there's a lot of struggle. It doesn't compile. Half the time I don't know what I'm doing, which is actually most of the time. But anyways, we'll struggle through. Every Monday I put this out. It's called Sands of Maui, kind of playing on the whole Maui island theme, and it's a newsletter essentially. So I try to highlight what the community has been up to. Any blog posts, any articles, any videos that's of importance or nice to know. So I put this out every Monday, and I've been trying to make this into an app, so you don't have to essentially come here or get a newsletter. You can just get maybe a push notification that tells you what it is. Napalm is saying development is not knowing what you are doing 90% of the time. Yes, it is. Yes, and hopefully you can look up what you're doing and get some help. And even if you're copying and pasting code, hopefully you know what you're doing or what you're bringing into your code base. That's all. We need to be able to look up stuff. There are just too many things in our world nowadays to stay on top of. So we learn as we go. All right, so that's my that's the app content. Now this essentially lives in a CMS, and I hope Aaron is not listening here, but this is in Sitefinity essentially. So all of this HTML blob is in Sitefinity, which would work just fine, like from an API standpoint, except it's complicated, like what it gives me. So I actually don't want to pull directly from our backend. I actually wanted to have the data in a separate service, like a cloud service, so I can have a clean cut of what data I'm pulling down into my app. So I have it on Azure, which I'll show you, but let's actually fire up the app and where I left it a couple of weeks back. With travel and other things picking up, conferences picking up, I have not been as consistent every Thursday. So let's see where I left off. I think we were in a good spot. So this is the .NET MAUI app. Ooh, I got the rainbow blinky thing. I hope it comes back. There we go. It is back. Okay. So what this is trying to do, and there are a lot of things in here that are not right, but I'm just going to go with happy path first and try to get the basic thing to work, and then we can build on it. So I think what this does is, this is a .NET MAUI app, but it is one with the Blazor template, because I do want to display like all of this HTML. I don't want to have to redo or restyle in my app. It should just be something I can just render. So I do need the Blazor WebView, but I'm not using it yet. So let's see where I left off. I have a whole bunch of global usings here. I have my dependencies. Let's see, iOS, what do I have? Oh, so I did have the Telerik, UI that I want to bring in, because some of our list views are, nicer. They have nicer APIs. They're a little bit more performant and, better looking than what you get out of the box. You don't have to use it. I'm just using it because I know that API really well, and I'm using Cosmos DB. So that is my data source, right? So let's go to Azure. Let's go to Azure. Yes, that one. So for each of the newsletter issues, first thing I want to do is pull up a list of issues, and then when you tap on one, it shows you the detailed issue, right? So here's my backend. Now this is an Azure Cosmos DB. I'm not entirely sure I should be using this, but I'm going with the gut feeling that what I'm storing in it is essentially a big HTML document. So it's kind of non-relational type data. So I'm going with Cosmos. I know it might be an overkill, but I'm just rolling with it for now. If I have to switch it out, we can later on. But here's my backend. Let's see, what do I have here? Oh, so I have two data points here. I have an issue list and I have issues. And in my issue list, I have items. And it's probably too small for you all to read, but let me bump it up. Okay, so I have like 3 items. And these are like JSON items here. Okay, so I have an ID, a name, and then a published date, and a whole bunch of gobbledygook that I don't know, because this is kind of what Cosmos DB stores in, with every record. It just stores a bunch of stuff. So I have issue 1, I have issue 2, I have issue 3. So I have 3 issues, and my hope was that the ID would be tied to the detail. So I have the actual list of issues here. If I go in here, that's my same ID, and now I have a thing called the HTML body, which is essentially the core of that issue. So that's the one I want to display. Right now it just says hello world. So we want to first bring back a list of issues and then show you the detail view. So kind of like a master detail page layout. Okay, so let's see where I left it. So I have my dependencies, that's all good. I have a whole bunch of global usings. Maui program.cs, this is where we start up. Okay, I'm using use Telerik, and Blazor WebView is brought in because this is the Blazor template. I'm not using it yet. AbXaml is saying, okay, so go to the issue list view. So this is, I'm starting out with kind of a model view model MVVM design pattern, and I'm not using any other framework. It's just whatever is built into .NET MAUI. I have things separated out. The data part, this is coming from the Blazor template. I'm not using it yet. Model. Okay, so I have an issue model, which is, okay, ID name published. So pretty much what my Cosmos DB has. So that's my data object, right? And then I have an issue detail, which is essentially the same ID, and it has the HTML body that I want to actually show. And then I have pages, which I'm not using yet. Those are the Blazor views. I have services. So this is the Cosmos service. A whole bunch of endpoints, primary keys, essentially pointing it to that database ID, that container. So notice how it has like 2 container IDs. One is for the issue list, and then one is for the issues. And then I had a couple of methods written out, I think. Okay, so the fetch issue list gives me a list of all of the issues, and then this one here gives me a specific issue given the ID. And looks like I'm writing some SQL over non-relational stuff to get me that query, and I iterate over that and so on. So this should have been working fine. And then I have my view models. This is my list view model. So, I was using observable collection. That's fine for now, just to bind. I don't know if anyone has used this before, but there is this thing called the .NET Community Toolkit 8. Yeah. So this is new, and this makes MVVM so much easier. So I do plan to use this eventually. So this is coming from kind of the Windows days. They had the Windows Community Toolkit, which started out having a lot more non-Windows specific things, so they kind of broke it off. And then you might remember something called MVVM Lite, which was an MVVM framework. That is not being maintained anymore. Laurent, I know the person who used to maintain that very well, but they have kind of moved it over to here. And this makes MVVM really, really nice, because like you can just do like a relay command, observable properties. You can just say things like observable property. That's it. So you don't have to do the whole iNotify property change thing anymore, which is really nice. It's all the wiring is just all done for you. So I do want to use this, just not yet. So this is fine for now. It's an observable collection of issues. I'm creating a Cosmos service, which I'm newing up, which I probably shouldn't be doing. So I should be doing some DI, dependency injection, so I can, swap out the implementation. But that's all, fancy stuff for later on. So I do an await here, and I'm calling the issue list, okay? And then in my views, I have two views. One is the list, one is the detail. The list view here, okay, so this is using a Telerik list view, which I'm not using any of the features yet. So it's a pretty, regular run-of-the-mill list view here, but it has a template that is showing me just the name of that issue, okay? And then if I look at the code behind for this, and again, this is not a purist model. I'm doing stuff here that I shouldn't, but I am, getting my view model, calling fetch, and then once I have it, and this is on async and await, so it should come back eventually, and then bind to my data collection. And when I tap, I am carrying the ID of the one that I tapped on. Okay, so let's see if this is going to run. And let me know, folks, if I can explain things so far, what I've done any better, and then we'll build on this. Okay, so I said run on a Mac, so we should get a Mac desktop application back. Yeah, oh, there you go. It is working. It is working. So here's my absolutely no style .NET MAUI app. All it has is a list view. And you'll notice that it's giving me back Sands of MAUI issue, 1, 2, and 3. You see that? Yeah. So that is coming from Azure Cosmos DB, which is this, my issue list of items. See how you have 1, 2, 3? That's what's coming back. So at least our cloud call is working, I think. And then once I tap on one, let's see, what am I doing? Okay, so here's the issue picked. So when I tap on it, I'm doing a push, so I'm going to a detail view and I'm carrying the ID. So this is my detail view. Looks like I was trying something out here. Okay, this is not right, but we'll fix it. So this one has a label and a button. What am I doing? There's a button called sanity check. Okay, when I click on the button, what happens? Oh, I had left a debug point here. Okay, so here's my ID coming back. We go talk to the view model and we fetch and bind based on that ID, and then we, this is an on appearing, which is fine because then the await and async can wait, and then we fetch, and not sure why we're not showing the data right away, but apparently it's on button clicked. I'm just going to update the label with the HTML body, which doesn't really have any HTML yet. So is that working? So if I go here, there's my big sanity check button. Hit that. Oh, there it is, like hello world. Is that hello world? Let's go to my issue. 3 doesn't actually have anything. Okay, so for ID 1 it is hello world. For ID 2 it should be hello world again. All right, so let's go to ID 2 and sanity check, hello world again. Okay, so there you go. It is working. So yeah, my app is done. Okay, but this is really nasty. We got to fix a bunch of things. But I did remember, like, I left it at a good spot. Like, I had the basic thing working. But I think now the thing we have to do is bring in Blazor WebView so we can show the HTML. Okay, did I not do this at all? I thought I did some Blazor WebView stuff, but apparently I have not, because I don't see anything else in here. I do still have the main page. Good to know that my Cosmos DB that my service is working. So this main page, okay, so this is the Blazor view main page. Nothing has changed in here. I'm just not using it. I'm going straight to my page. So I can actually reuse this page just to kind of prove a point. So let's first make sure this is working. So let's go to main Nope, not main activity. Whoops. Page equals new. Why are you giving me main activity? What is main activity? I thought that was an Android thing. You can see navigation bar. I don't know. That sounds like an Android thing. I want to do main page, because that is my regular .NET MAUI with Blazor main page. So if I swap it out, it should not do any of the cloud calls. It should just show me Blazor, which is the default template. Does this run? I thought I was playing around with the web view. Chat room, you're quiet. Let me know if I'm missing anything or if I can change anything for your viewing pleasure. Okay, all right, so we're back. This is the default template. No code changes done. This is just Blazor running inside of my .NET MAUI app, and everything is working. Great. We actually want to use this a little bit. So let me take a look here. Projects. Did I do this somewhere else? WebView test. Yeah, you know what? I did this in a different project. So let me pull this up, and then we can borrow some code. I can copy some code from previous me. All right, so let's take a look what I did. This was in a thing called WebView test, because I do remember I was testing this. All right, I do have VS Code, so I can pull that up. Okay, what is going on here? I have test XAML. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. Where is this app starting out? I have a global HTML called Woohoo. I'm not sure what that was. Main page is starting out at test. Okay, so I remember. So I was trying to test out, like, can we have a XAML page that goes to a Blazor page and then back, so that does the navigation work? So this page just has a button that says clicked, and when you click on it, it goes to this main page, which is actually the Blazor page. So we go to main page. This one is just doing the Blazor web view. Give me the main razor. So first component of Blazor, nothing to see here. Then what? When we go to index, this is my index view, but it's actually, I actually have a thing here called test. You see that? This is the component. That's a Blazor component, test.razor. And I was setting the HTML value of that component to that global Woohoo thing. I see. Oh, so this is where I was trying to test it out. Aaron is dropping knowledge bombs on me. Let me take a look. Okay. SiteFriendly has a content API that you can use. Aha. Not your posts, but the other stuff. Yeah, of course. Okay, I will take a look. It is the same backend, Aaron. The whole blogs.telerik.com and then telerik.com is running entirely on SiteFriendly. So that is my content API. I think I had looked at this once, and it was giving me a lot of stuff back. And I was trying to just filter out, just give me the HTML for my blog post. So I went with Azure, but I will take another look. If I can use that, I'm fine. I don't care where I'm pulling the API from or the data from. I just need a list of things, and then once you tap on one, maybe this was the thing. Like for me to get a list of all the issues, I would have to have some sort of a service that gives me a list, because like I'm up to 70 plus posts, so I need a list of that, all of the issues in one place. So maybe that's the reason why I went to Azure. But again, if I can draw the API and not maybe save the API HTML, in Azure, then I can do that too. Okay, so let's take a look. What am I doing here? Okay, so this is a Razor view, and it's just it's using markup string. So it's just like spitting out some HTML. It's exposing that HTML value, and here's some HTML. Looks like I was copying from W3 schools. Okay. Oh, this is fun. So Aaron is saying that the Sitefinity API is OData. It is really fun to filter and search. Okay, good to know. See, I don't know enough Sitefinity, which I should. Aaron is the expert. Okay, so we can borrow from this a little bit. So I have main page. Why don't I do this in my pages? Well, it's kind of like a component, because it's not really a page per se. I should add a component. New folder. Components. Okay, so in my components I want to add new file. Okay, let's see if it's gonna give me Blazor. That's all my .NET MAUI stuff. Oh, there it is. No, this is all Razor stuff. Do I not have the Blazor component, Razor layout, Razor page, Razor component maybe? All right. So we're gonna call this issue renderer, because all it's meant to do is render my HTML, right? So do I need to say .razor maybe? Create. All right. So this is just saying, hey, I'm a component, and nothing else. All right. So now we can go into index, and I should be able to render that. Issue renderer. Oh, that's a big namespace. Can I not do you? This is yucky. Okay. I was on a stream with Ed, and he was doing this yesterday. Can I do a using Sands of MAUI dot components? There you go. Do I have to do a semicolon? Maybe? No, it gets very confused with semicolon. Okay, oof, sorry. What was that? I just moved my using statement off. Okay, so now I should be able to just render that. Right? Yeah, Aaron's saying I learned that yesterday. Yeah. Okay, and then what is really nice though is, since this is .NET MAUI, like you'll notice that in my I do have a file here called global usings, and this is, purely by convention. I can just add a .cs file, and I can just keep all of my using statements in one place. So my actual code files end up being really clean. This one I'm not even using it, so I'm going to clear it out. All you have to have is a namespace, and then everything is scoped. So this is C# 11 features. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Oh, wait a second, that's not a follow, it's Copperbeardy. Hey, hello Copperbeardy and your followers. Where is my stuff here? Where are my buttons? Buttons. There you go. Hello Copperbeardy. Hello. If you don't follow Copperbeardy on Twitter, you should, because he's funny and he cooks up delicious things and keeps us entertained. So thank you for the follow, Copperbeardy. Appreciate. So folks, just joining me, I am doing my usual struggles with code. I am writing up a .NET MAUI app that is supposed to pull back a list of issues from a newsletter, and then once you click on a newsletter, it gives you the details. And my nemesis is also here. Let's see if my chat highlighting is working. Hey there, Copperbeardy. Look at that beautiful copper beard. I wish I had that. Maybe I'm growing into it. It's like salt and pepper right now. And here's to torment me is here, Mr. Ed Charbonneau. I am writing Blazor components, trying to, kind of. Ed is here to heckle me and make sure I'm doing things right. Okay, yes, Blazor power all the way. So what are we doing? Okay, so we have global usings. I don't know if Blazor stuff, like I should put that in the imports razor, because I should not be writing, using statements in my index.razor. I learned that yesterday, Ed. Oh, Alan Ritchie is here. Hey, look at all of my, favorite people joining in. Alan, I am not doing Shiny. Maybe I will, but it's a .NET MAUI app. I'm just, starting out. So since, folks are joining, let me just show you. So essentially every Monday I put this out. It's a newsletter for all of the .NET MAUI news and other things from the community. And I've been trying to make it an app for the longest time. I don't get much time to work on it. But right now, all of the data for this app essentially lives on Azure Cosmos DB. It's just a simple document DB with a list of things, and I'm getting it back. I have the service wired up. But what I'm trying to do is display the HTML body of each of the issues, and this is nicely formatted already, so I don't need to redo that thing. I just want to use the Blazor WebView to just display that. Shiny is coming to Blazor? Really? Ooh. So folks who do not know this, Shiny is a very, very popular library for Xamarin Forms and now .NET MAUI. Correct me, Alan, if I'm saying anything wrong. It is a library that does a whole bunch of stuff, but I think what folks use it most is for getting to device APIs and having a consistency in the way we handle low-level things in a cross-platform. So, I think, if I'm saying that right. So let me know, Alan, if you want to elaborate on that. But that's interesting, you're bringing it to Shiny, because it does have a lot of design patterns for it to do things right. So that's coming to Blazor. Good to know. Okay, all right, where are we? So I have added a single empty component here called the issue renderer, and it doesn't have anything yet. That's my Razor view. It should just say component 1. Because that's the renderer I want to use, not to be confused with the Xamarin Forms renderer. That's my Blazor renderer that's going to render my HTML. So if I go back and run this on my Mac, all right, it's building. Oh, Ed's pointing out the Sands of MAUI posts. That's fun to write. It's my Saturday and Sunday jam every weekend. I'll just, lay back on my lazy boy chair and I try to type up what the community has done. Okay, there's my component. Yay! All right, now I don't actually want my app to begin here, but I want to tap on an issue and then bring you here. But let's actually set up this component to handle things a little better. I was doing this separately in a different project, so I'm going to copy and paste some code here, and Ed's going to freak out because I'm using markup string, but I'm just going to copy this whole thing. This was me trying this out before, and I want to drop that in here. So if you haven't used this before, this is kind of dangerous, I think, because all you're asking Blazor to do at this point is just spit out HTML, and you hope it's like safe, and you can give it any HTML it should render. So it has this HTML value. Okay, maybe I should call it HTML body. So that's my HTML body, and that's a parameter now. Ed was talking about this yesterday on the stream. So on every component, you can expose a thing. So this is the default, I think. Well, this one here, I'm setting it. I'm not sending it in. So if I just did this, and if I did not actually send in a parameter, should it not just render what's in it? I think so, right? Because it's going to come in here in the code block, see that HTML string. Wait, it's actually not rendering that. Can I set that as a default? Maybe. Okay, hang on. I'm getting ahead of myself because I don't know what I'm doing. So here, see, I can now see HTML body, and can I just say hello world here, right? So hold on, let's run this. So what I essentially want to do is when I pull back my list of issues, they all have an ID, and then I can go look up the specific issue and tie it to the IDs in HTML. Okay, so there you go. I have hello HTML and I have hello world. All right, that is good. Now, I don't know if I have to escape any HTML that's coming from my cloud service. We'll find out. So let's take this whole thing and try to stick it in here, and let's see if it actually handles HTML. So links, these are, it looks like in single quotes, so they should not be needing to escape. If I do this, will it work? All right. And I'm not doing anything like hot reload or anything else like that. I just want to see this working, and I'm changing up things on the fly. So I just want to see it working first. Okay, looks like it can actually handle nicely. See, this is a link. So it did pick up that A tag and other things. Okay, so that's where I had stopped last time around. Okay, so we have a Blazor WebView with a specific component that knows how to render HTML. Right. Now here's what I want to do. I don't want it to be fed. I don't want it to be fed the HTML body here. What I want to do is send it in. I think that's where I was. Oh, now this is the Blazor component, though, so I need to find a way to send that in. Let's do that actually. I think what did I do before? Oh, I just had a global file. That's fine. We can stick this into like a application setting or a preference. Let's just see it works. So here's my .NET MAUI app. I am just going to define a global HTML here, saying woohoo, and hold on. Now let's go to my index.razor. I should be able to set the HTML body to do I say application? App or app? Maybe app.global HTML. There you go. So now it should, instead of me setting the HTML, it should just get it from whatever is being set in my global single property, which I will totally change. Like, I don't want to stick a global property in here, but let's see if this is working. Because then I can read from my cloud service and stick that HTML into a container for now, and then have the Blazor WebView render that. So this should hopefully give us the woohoo that is set in my AppSaml. So it should show us this. Yes, it does. See that? Okay, we're good. We're good so far. All right, now let's switch it up. Let's switch this one back up again. So we have Blazor working. We don't need this anymore. So now we will begin at issue list view. All right. So when I pull back the list of issues, let's go to issue list view. And again, Alan is going to also not like that I'm not doing true MVVM. I'm just trying to get it to work. Yeah, woohoo. I have, click event handlers everywhere. I'm just trying to get the happy path to work. So when you tap on an individual issue, we bring you down here, and I'm doing a push to the detail view carrying the ID. All right, so this detail view has this, which I don't need. And then it comes down to the chosen ID. You know what? Well, I do need it to do this. Alan Ritchie is saying, how do you make it work first? Change it later. Change. Exactly. I'm just trying to get it to work first. Then all the happy things and all the refactoring will join. I do need this. So I need to grab the selected issue, and then on appearing, I need to go talk to my view model and do a fetch here. Fetch and bind data. That's going to talk to my view model and bring me back right here. Okay. All right. I don't need this. Well, actually, the selected issue has an HTML body. Okay. Well, we'll comment this out for now. What I will do is go into my detail view and yeah, let's knock this out. We're going to copy this from main page. Okay, we're going to grab the whole Blazor thing and drop it in my XAML. Okay, so here's a XAML view which doesn't need to do anything else but just host a Blazor WebView. And the Blazor WebView will point to main. Main will point to the first component by default, that's index.razor, and index.razor will just show issue renderer with that global HTML of woohoo, right? I think. So it's not going to do any of this stuff. It will still do the on appearing and it'll do the fetch. That's fine. All right, let's see if we are back to the happy path with the Blazor thing. Fingers crossed. Let's see. Oh no! What did I do? Cannot resolve main. What do you mean you can't resolve main? You have main razor sitting right here. And now it can't find main layout. All right, did I break the build in any way? Let's do a rebuild. Yeah, it looked like it was trying to this is the fun. Restart. VS for Mac. Okay, I will if it cannot build. So by the way, folks, if you are looking at this, I am on a Mac, and this is Visual Studio for Mac. Numbering and naming is hard, so this is Visual Studio for Mac 2022 17.4 preview 1. That's the latest preview. So the MAUI tooling here is still in preview, but not on Windows. Why is it getting so confused? I didn't change anything in here. All right. So back to app XAML, like this was fine, but the moment I brought in issue list view, it got all confused. Why? So if I did the main page, it should be fine. Oh, you know what? I have, the repetition. I have the same main page, or it's looking for the same main razor on 2 occasions. I think that's the confusion. I see. Okay. All right. No, it has gotten very confused. So I am going to follow Alan's suggestion here and save and close. Thanks for trying out all the bits. Yes, you don't have to. Yes, I can close VS Code as well and launch Visual Studio Preview. Sands of MAUI. All right. Actually, you know what? I am going to take out this thing that might be confusing it. How about that? I'm missing this happens in stable too. It isn't just a beta issue. Oof. Okay. All right. Can you do a build? I think maybe like because we had two Blazor web views that were pointing to main, maybe it got confused, but shouldn't be. And I mean, once I have this, like I can totally knock out main page.xaml because I don't need it. I have my own page that's meant to display my Blazor. All right, Visual Studio, do a build already. See, I come from using command line for .NET MAUI for the longest time. It's gotten to a point where Visual Studio on Mac is good enough, so I've switched. But command line is just like faster for some of the builds, I feel. Yeah, see, that succeeded. So maybe it was the build that was confusing it. Now, is it trying to run? I just did a build. Don't try to run. Okay, we're back. We're back. All right. So now let's switch back and do what we wanted to do. I don't want this. I want this. Right? I want you to go to my issue view and let's go into main page XAML. And I'm going to get that out of the way, and then on issue detail, in case it's getting confused, so we're going to open that up. All right, can it do a build now? No, it's getting very confused. Okay, that's a warning. Why is it? Oh, you know what? Oh, I see. See, that main page XAML is sitting out in the root directory, while so this can point to main.razor, but here it's not able to find main.razor because we are inside of this views. Okay, that's weird. Can you not go up one level? Like, can you not do this and find it? I'm just trying to point it to a main razor file here. Ed, are you still around? Ed, could you help me out? I'm wanting to point the Blazor WebView to that main.razor. That's my main layout, brings everything together, but it doesn't like main. How do I point it to main? Is that build? And it's also interesting that it's complaining about this at compile time, not just build time. Yeah, it is getting very confused. Okay. All right, we can bring that thing out. Ed is here. I'm here, but was working. What do you need help with? Okay, Ed, help me out here. So if I have main page XAML, this is the first starting point of my .NET MAUI app, and if I throw in a Blazor WebView here, I can point it to the main starting component of my Blazor app, and then everything is good from there on. But that main razor is sitting right here, okay? But if I have a XAML file that's inside of a view, it is getting very confused trying to find that main. Is there a way I can go like up one level so it finds main.razor? Because it cannot find main.razor for some reason. I can move this out of my views folder, but I would rather not. Not sure. I can move it out for the time being. It's not going to hurt anything. And it's also interesting that it's just complaining. Go back to AppXAML. Oh, this AppXAML doesn't have anything. AppXAML is just styles. But I am starting out on a different view. Everything is in the same namespace, by the way. So the namespace isn't the problem, but we start out on the first page, then we go to the detail page, and the detail page just has a Blazor web view. Sorry, main.razor. Okay, that's main.razor. But it's not even finding main layout. Why is that so? What do you mean? It was all right here. So if I start with main page XAML, then it's fine, but it's not able to figure this out. So here's the thing, Ed. If I start with app.xaml.cs, starting with this, which is the MAUI default, this is fine. This one will build and run just fine. Main layout is sitting in the shared repo, just the way .NET MAUI. See, now it's getting very confused with everything. This is like multiple levels of Visual Studio complaining about stuff. All right, let's close it once, one more time. Main layout should be exactly where it's expected to find it. Import should also be fine, So if I have main page, so this is my shared, that's my main layout. Imports should have Sands of MAUI, it has everything. So if I go run this now, oh, it's getting very confused. Oh, you know what? I have, my bad. All right, so let's hold on. This is the issue detail view. It's getting confused there. That's fine. Let's go to main page. We're going to open up this one here and let main page do its thing, and then everything is fine. Yeah, something about moving that Blazor WebView to a different page. Yeah, no, shared isn't erroring out. It was just like I had the Blazor WebView part commented out, so it couldn't figure out where to find the first web view itself. See, this is fine because now we are back to just the regular Blazor WebView. I can stick to this for now. So in my XAML, when you click on that thing, instead of doing this, how about I bring you to main page? Navigation dot push async, and I know like navigation like this is also a little clunky, but just trying to get it to work. Can I just go to main page? Right, so this way. Very good. What else does it need? Why is it complaining? New expression requires, oh, I see that. So now we can go back to app.xaml, we can comment that line, and we want to start with issue list view. Ed is saying, when you say moved, did you move a component to another folder? No, what I moved was the starting point of what screen the app starts on, and then the main page XAML having the Blazor WebView here is fine, but when I have the Blazor WebView inside of a folder, it's getting confused, not finding the main. So let me see if like at least the main page stuff is working. So let's go in here. It's not going to do anything. It's going to show me hopefully a list of my issues, and then when I tap on it, it's just going to take me to main page, hopefully. Yeah, this build is good. Okay, you see that? So that's my first page with a list of 3 issues coming from Azure Cosmos DB. When I tap on one, see, this is kind of what I was trying to get to. So you blame XAML. XAML is XML. So see, this navigation is still working. It's still showing that woohoo from that HTML, right? And I can do that from every issue. It's going to render that same web view. So it's rendering main page. Main page.xaml is rendering a web view and it's pointing to main.razor and it's finding it there. That's all handy, that's all good. But I don't want main page.xaml. I don't want to go to main page.xaml. I would rather go to issue detail. So this is where it's breaking in. Oh, hey, Thindel is here. All of my friends, all of our friends are here. Now you can all laugh at me. I am good today. It's Thursday. I'm writing .NET MAUI code. Derailing to a minimum. Sure. We love derailing. Okay. Laugh with you. Yes, laugh with me. Okay, so if I come to my issue detail view, here's my problem, Ed. If I open this up, it's getting very confused because it cannot find the main.razor because I'm inside of a folder. Or can I not have two Blazor web views pointing to the main.razor? I should be able to, right? So I want to come to this page. But okay, let's see if main page.xaml is doing any more wiring up. No, it just does initialize component, nothing else. So main page works if I have a Blazor web view pointing to my main. Should be able to. Okay, Thindel is saying, can't you register the namespace in the content page tag? I should not need to register because that's all registered here. Like the web view is good. You see that web view? That is the one place that it's registered, and I can use multiple instances of the web view. Okay, so let's go back here and see what's breaking. So when I tap on an issue, I want to go to main page. This is fine, but I would rather go to this page, which is my detail view. And now the detail view will just have that. Should be doable, right? Should be doable. Yeah, but in main page XAML you had XML root namespace. But oh, yes. Yeah, damn it, I didn't have local. Thank you. So yes, Ed, you can blame XAML because I'm not paying attention. So we have this wonderful little thing. These are called XML namespaces, and let me try to explain this. It doesn't actually mean anything. It's a pointer. No, in this case, it actually does mean something because I'm saying, hey, you are that's my local thing. Essentially, these namespaces are essentially, they're not pointing to any URL. It's just versioning of the document, versioning of the specs, the XAML specs, if I may say. You don't have a local. I've been doing XAML for the last year. Yeah, there we go. XAML it is. All right. I don't have locals. That's why I did not find it. Damn it. All right. Where's my detailed view? Just drop that in. Now it knows what local is. Because I was looking at main. I was like, why is it not finding main? Because it doesn't know what local is. Okay, now multiple Blazor web views should not be a problem, hopefully. Right, so when I tap on that button, I should be able to get to that issue detail view. Let's see if this builds. You made a help. Yes, you did help today, Thindel. Look at that. Looks like it's building. It's trying to build. Where are my buttons? You know way too much that you give yourself credit for. It is building, it's thinking. You said you've done XAML for a year. What type of XAML? What are you doing with XAML? Visual Studio, do a build already. Okay, that built. And it's trying to fire up my app. Oh no, it's actually not firing up my app. I didn't do a start. Oh, interesting. front end work. There are various dialects of XAML, which keeps our lives interesting. So there is WPF XAML, there is UWP XAML, there was Silverlight XAML, there's XAML-Informs XAML, and now there's .NET MAUI XAML. Yeah, XAML-Informs and .NET MAUI XAML are essentially the same. That's been WPF. Good. Okay, so we're back to our list of things, right? And when I tap on this, yes, no. No, yes, yeah, this is fine because it's pointing to main page, right? Okay, this is still good. Now I will get rid of all of this stuff here on the left that I don't need. I just need the rendering component. So this is good, okay? So now I don't need to go to main page anymore. I can in fact blow away main page because we are done with that. But that's for later, that's just cleanup. So first is, oh, Ed is saying, you know how many versions of HTML? No, you have had HTML 3, 4, 5, and now 6 is being built, and people argue and fight over it. So yeah, but you know, I get it. Like for the most part, you're not dealing with all the specific, things that are new in HTML all the time. Yeah, web frameworks. If you don't like it, just build a new web framework. XAML is XAML, and then there are frameworks that use XAML. Exactly. So once you know a XAML, you know all XAMLs because you know how to work with them, right? Yes, it gets verbose. You have tools to help, but XAML is XAML. The thing is, like, no one team at Microsoft owned XAML, so everyone did their own thing with XAML. And there's only one Blazor for now. Okay, so when you come to issue detail view, which is this, I have a Blazor WebView pointing to main, and that's all good. And eventually it's going to render index.razor, which I will fix. I don't need all of these files that are open. I don't even need main page anymore. Now this one here is set up to take an HTML body. Which we will hand it off to it, but so here's let's do this in app.xaml, and this is a very dirty hack that I'm doing. I'm just trying to see if I can pass in that global HTML somewhere. Okay, I'm not going to set the global HTML. When I get my issues, so actually in the detail view, this is going to go based on the chosen ID. Okay, chat room, you're being funny. I can't resist. Blazor is awesome, but oh, tell Alyssa. Where's Blazor? Yeah, I mean, Alyssa is very brave. Like, she's coming from a JavaScript world, and she's trying to learn. Yeah, see, when you watch Fritz and Ed, things look easy because they know Blazor, and yeah. Oh, Ed's saying the this, yeah. See, that's a compliment. So Ed, when Thindel watches you or Fritz, they are in the hands of an expert who knows Blazor, but then they're watching me doing MAUI, and I'm as lost as anybody. So yeah, let's see. When I do a fetch with a specific issue, right? So that's going to go into my service. And I need to clean up this Cosmos service code as well. So the fetch issue here is going to give me back an issue detail, and that should have the HTML body. So we are pulling it back from Azure. We should have it. I do want to do a breakpoint and see, but this is on an await. Once this does come back, here's what I want to do. I want to set the app level global HTML, dirty hack, okay, to my view model dot selected issue .html body, right? So that way I am going to feed it the HTML that's coming back down from the cloud, I hope. What's chatroom saying? IE6, yeah, that's done now. No more hugs for IE6. Web guys have a lot more baggage. Yeah. So much pain. Yeah, Copper Beauty, he's great too. Foaming around as much as the rest of us. And no playing, just doing. Yes. All right. You folks are having fun at each other. But I'm stuck here trying to see if I can get this. So what is my view model? And do I have... So this is the issue view model, right? Issue view model. That should call into cloud service and it returns an issue detail, and the issue detail should have HTML body on it. That's my issue detail, right? So there it is. That's what I'm binding. Okay, so that's what I want to pass in. Once I have the fetch, I'm going to pass this off to my global HTML. Let's do a breakpoint here and see if I can hit that, because then my issue renderer Blazor class should not be displaying this HTML, because that's just gobbledygook, right? Just has a parameter to display HTML body, and that parameter will be set from my index.razor view. Where is that? Everything is all over the place. And it's reading off the global HTML. Okay, so let's run this in debug mode. Let's see if we're getting the HTML back from my cloud service, and if I can hand it off to Blazor. Oh boy, you folks have gone off the rails here. Ed, talk to Catherine. Catherine wrote HTML emails, or HTML that goes into marketing emails, and she has some stories, I'm sure. Oh boy, it is pointing out. So you're already ahead of me. Yeah, I was not going to derail. No, you have successfully, and we are glad that you have. Right. So where am I? Okay. So when I tap on this, it should. There we go. It did the fetch, and here's my HTML body. It says hello world. You see that? That hello world is coming from my Azure Cosmos DB. So here's my Cosmos DB. That's my first issue. You see that HTML body is the one that I'm pulling back. Now here's the thing, the Blazor component has already rendered, so then this is on an await. Can I set a global thing here and then still expect my Blazor view to catch up? Maybe. Wait, where did that go? No, it did not catch up. That's fine. Because this is where Blazor's life cycle of events comes into play. All right, so did the database say hello world again? No, the database said I clicked on 1. The issue number 2 had the hello world again, so I clicked on 1. Ed, if you are still here, help me out one quick bit here. So this is an await. So when the XAML page loads, it's going to call into this, and it's going to try reaching out to Cosmos DB, do the fetch, and when it's done with the fetch, it's going to set the HTML body that it's getting from the cloud, and that is a app level, just a string variable I'm setting. But the Blazor view has already rendered by now, I think. So I need to maybe stop how I'm doing this, because this is on appearing. No, this should be fine, because then like this is a XAML view, so I'm doing it on appearing of this view, which has the Blazor WebView inside of it. So there are like multiple layers in here. So basically, how do we update a MAUI property from inside a Blazor WebView? Well, yeah, the Blazor WebView may have already. What I want to do is I want to update this at my application level, and I want to do this maybe before the Blazor WebView has rendered. Why aren't you fetching it from the Blazor component? because this is a .NET MAUI app and I have all of my services here. It's a .NET app. I don't want to do another HTTP fetch from my Blazor component. It's not a Blazor app. I'm just using the web view to display my HTML. Why is this a global variable? Because I'm just trying to hack. I'm just trying to read that thing out. Once I can render it, I will move it off the global variable. So I have my Cosmos service here that knows how to do the fetch, right? Once I do the fetch, this is in my XAML code behind, but this is on appearing. So while the page is being rendered, oh boy, temporary is fine. Yeah, okay. So by the time this global HTML gets set on the app level, I think the Blazor thing has already rendered, because this is not going to wait on it. Even though we are doing it on appearing, it has the await. So it's kind of handing it an empty envelope and then eventually filling it up with data. But I think the Blazor thing is already rendered by now. So do I have to do that whole trick of catching Blazor before it renders? You want the lifecycle of the component. You can inject Cosmos service into the component. Oh, really? I don't want to bring in my Cosmos service into the Blazor component. I was going to use Blazor just to render HTML. Can I not do that? Can I not stop its rendering until I am ready for it to render? Because think about what I'm doing here from a pure .NET XAML standpoint. I am on a .NET page, I'm on a XAML page, then I'm going to another XAML page. And while that page is loading up, I am bringing my data back in. And all I want to do is let Blazor just render that HTML. All right, just in the correct spot. I do need my fetch and bind to be I suppose you're working against the framework. So what do I have to do? So so in my Blazor issue renderer, you want me to inject the Cosmos service, but then I have to pass in everything in here. I don't have the ID. I don't have anything in my Blazor land. Everything is in my .NET MAUI land. All right. Because then I have to pass in the ID as well, which I suppose I can do. That was funny. You're working against the framework. Stop it. All right, selected issue ID. All right, get set. Inject. All right. Can I just name it? Ooh, it knows my Cosmos service. But see, now I have to You might be able to pass variables from Blazor WebView. No, that's what I'm doing. You're kind of like pivoting here, Ed. You're making me do everything from Blazor, which I did not want to. I was going to simply use the Blazor WebView to render my HTML. Because now I have to, pass in the selected issue. I have to maybe initialize or grab a reference to my view model and then initialize my Cosmos service and make the call from here, from Blazor code, which I shouldn't have to, because I'm just trying to render the HTML. If I do this, oops. How did this get complicated? So essentially now you're asking me to, because this is the XAML view that has the selected issue, you're asking me to move all of this into Blazor. Is there no way, Ed? Is there no way to just give Blazor? Let's see issue detail.xaml. This one here knows how to just render a web view. It's not meant to have anything else. It's just meant to render one web view. Maybe if I can do this before, like the whole trick we did with the other day, when I was hold on, I'm gonna pull up the thing that I did the other day. Blazor everywhere, Blazor for web, client. No, it was in the shared repo, I think. Pages. Can I not do this? This is another web view with Blazor on it, and I was doing a task where I was waiting on Blazor and then firing off the state has changed. Can I not fire off state has changed? Can you pass a parameter to the root component? Yes. Well, not very easily. Not very easily, because the root component here is just pointing to main.razor. Then I guess I can. I am just grabbing something off the, but I mean, why do I have to pass in a parameter to the root component? Because the root component can grab it off my main, because the app is running. I have a list of things that I can grab from the app level. So I can expose, properties of the main or the root component here. I can expose things of index.razor here. Well, what are you looking for though? Because like I'm thinking like so here's the thing, like let's run this again and hold on. I'm gonna get this out for now. So essentially what's happening here is, let's run it without debugging, that the HTML body that it's meant to render is just getting set after the Blazor WebView has rendered. WebView source, what are you pointing me at, Ed or Aaron? Yeah, that is the WebView. Oh, see what ooh, so the web view has a local HTML. That is interesting. Okay, hold on for a second. So this is what was happening, like the HTML never got updated because it's on an await. But I might be able to get away with what Aaron is pointing me to. So if I can go there to .NET MAUI, because like really all I'm using the Blazor WebView. I am not using a Blazor app. I don't even need a Blazor component. I'm just using the web view. That's all I need. So user interface, wait, where was this? Docs, user interface controls, views. Where was this? Controls web view. It is under present data and web view. Okay. So we go to present data, and so wait a second, why is the web view different from the Blazor web view? Maybe I don't even need to use the Blazor web view. Aaron is saying web view source. Yeah, you don't need Blazor. Yes, I don't need Blazor, exactly. I'm wanting to render HTML, yes. you should be using Blazor Hybrid. It is Blazor Hybrid, Ed. It is exactly the .NET MAUI Blazor Hybrid project. That's all I'm doing. But this is interesting that Aaron is pointing me to. So Blazor WebView is what I use if I have to use a Blazor app inside of my .NET MAUI app, right? Because that's the template. That's exactly what we get, Blazor WebView. And I thought this was pointing to the WebView and finding the main component, but looks like they have some docs here on just a WebView. Isn't this the same as the Blazor WebView? Local HTML files. That's kind of what I need, yeah. HTML strings. Ah. Jen, you have a question, and I want to get to that. Can you give me 1 second? Because I'm trying to see if I can get away with this, because this is really interesting. I didn't even know that they had separated out the web view from the Blazor web view. Because the web view, what is it even rendering? Hold on. So you are saying I can go into my XAML, knock this out, and I can do a web view. But I would rather display local HTML, which has, it apparently has an HTML web view source. Is that a property? Okay, so Ed is clarifying here. So I don't need the full Blazor web view because that is for a Blazor component. Okay. So if I just did this, right? So we have a web view that is pointing to some gobbledygook HTML, right? And then my issue detail code behind can stay the way it is. Yeah, let it do that thing. Let's see if this will build actually. Jen's supposed to. That's a good question. Give me 1 second. Let me see if this will build, because this will solve some of the things that I'm trying to do. This is interesting. So I'm essentially, I don't have a Blazor app. I don't need Blazor. I can just get away with the web view. It's building for a while. So we're going to read this while we are waiting then. Okay. Let me see if I can read. I have a Xamarin Forms app live on the App Store. Good for you and Google Play. It's a complex app with lots of business logic. 60 pages. Wow. Okay, that's a big app. Lots of background. As an assistant, I've started looking at Maui. A lot of the nuggets I see are not. Okay. So that's a great question. And I think a lot of enterprises are in the same boat. Like you have a big Xamarin Forms app, it's in the stores, and you have a lot of business logic, you have a lot of stuff, and you are considering moving. Now, first thing is you don't have to move right now. You have 2.5 years, right? So Xamarin Forms will be supported until May 2024. You're not getting any investments. You're not getting any innovation. You're going to get security patches, I think. Right, so you're fine. You have like a year and a half to move things over. However, if you are looking to move to Maui, I think of the few things that you said, one is going to be the stopping point. Okay, so I think the UI has come a long way. The tools have come a long way. I'm on a Mac, which is still a little flaky, but Visual Studio 2022 on Windows is just totally fine. And VS for Mac will also get to a release thing in the next couple of months. So tooling is fine. UI is also fine. Like when you talk about the collection views on iOS, yes, but that's kind of built in. Most of the built-in things that are simple should be fine. But some of the more complicated controls like collection view, like data grids on charts and graphs, you don't have to depend on just what is inside of .NET MAUI. Like, that's where the community steps in. Telerik makes UI, so does, other, folks. So I don't think UI is the bottleneck. Your bottleneck is going to be your NuGet packages. You have to have NuGet packages that run on .NET 6 and eventually on .NET 7. So if your business logic depends on a NuGet package that is not running on .NET 6, then you have a problem, because then you can't move that forward. So I would say, let's isolate the things that that are bottlenecks for you, and then consider pinging the NuGet package maintainers to say, hey, can you not move over? So what Alan is saying, and folks who maintain libraries have been at this for a while, so most of the libraries should be working on .NET 6. If you do have specific things that are still tied to Mono or framework, then it's time to ping those maintainers, or maybe consider a way around it. Because like if you're a library maintainer and if you have not moved to .NET 6 yet, because that .NET 6 came out last November, right? So maybe you have a dependency that is not scaling or living up to the modern times. So great question, John Swisty. Okay, where am I? I did a build, and the build is fine. I did not run it. Okay, here's my list of issues. Tap on one. Look at that. Look at that. Aaron, thank you, my man. Thank you. So it literally is a web view. It doesn't, and it looks a little bit faster because it's unlike the Blazor web view. It's not even trying to find the Blazor app. It is just a web view. And now my only hesitation here would be, or not a hesitation, but rather a question would be, the Blazor web view is a pretty smart abstraction. Like this one knows that, hey, I'm on iOS, I'm on Android, I'm on Windows, I'm on a Mac. I'm going to give you the corresponding web view. That's an abstraction for that browser and that platform. I hope the web view here is the same abstraction. But this is sweet. App transport security. Okay, but this is when you are pulling up HTML. I don't have any, remote HTML I'm pulling up. I'm just literally setting it to HTML. Display a local HTML file, reload, perform navigation, all of that good stuff. Cookies. Oh, you can also do JavaScript in here. This is interesting, Alan, or not Alan, Aaron. Thank you. So is this thing a property, HTML WebView source? Because I could just set that and be done with it. I mean, I will have the race condition still because it's an await and async, but I can figure that out. So this should be HTML WebView source. Can I give it a name? Issue HTML. Okay. On my code behind, we are going to do that. This dot issue HTML dot web wait. You're not exposing that property to me? Come on. You have to, what is it called? HTML WebView source, okay. Oh, what is the property? Why is it not exposed? Background batch child. It's got all those like unique things like get visual tree, descendants, and elements. Just let me set the source to some HTML. Ooh, load from XAML, look at that. So there are definitely things I can look into and I can use. Resources, source, is it source? What's set value? Sets the value of the specified property, no. Oh, source. Is that gets us, that's the WebView source object that represents the location that the WebView object displays. I don't know. All right. Chat room, what are you saying? You're asking me to do the research. Of course I will. And Jens, thanks for the response. Devs on macOS and Rakes will update parallels. Yeah. I don't, like I said, like I don't think tooling is going to be your bottleneck. I don't think UI is your bottleneck. I think MAUI is matured enough. But your bottleneck would be, do you have business logic that depends on NuGet packages that you just can't move forward to .NET 6? And if that is so, maybe you try to work around them, because like if they haven't updated it yet, yeah. Source has to be the new HTML view source, yeah. Now, this might not work right away because like I have an await here, so it's going to straight away go ahead and render this. Let's actually set this, okay, so that way we can see it, but it's not going to re-render, and that's fine. That we can go around because we're not going through the whole Blazor lifecycle here. All right, let's run this. Oh wait, what did I have in my XAML? Oh, I don't need this. Yeah. All right. So if it just shows me the raw HTML or the string, and then it actually doesn't refresh, that's understandable. Oh, and Blazor Mr. Magoo is here. Hello. Yeah, just call it a day. Just give it a big button. Do not press, and the users will press that first. Yeah. The NuGets are used for handling subscription, in-app purchases, various UI elements. Business logic is in-house. That's actually a good thing. So you are depending on in-app purchases and store subscriptions. Didn't James Montemagno have a thing for in-app subscriptions? I thought he did. No, he's talking about subscriptions. I thought, Jens, I mean, take a look around. Oh, you are using his library, okay. He ported the app to .NET 6, yeah. Yeah, so is there something else that you're using? Because like he should have ported it over. Looks like he already did. And Ed is going to Mar-a-Lago documents, which I don't even want to get to. All the good stuff. Ed is worked up. I know. All right. You didn't set. Why is it not showing the initial stuff? Oh boy, you folks are funny. Permanent beta. Isn't that Gmail? New HTML WebView source. Why do I have to do new? Oh, it's actually not pointing to anything right now. All right. New. What is it called? HTML WebView source. And can I not give it a string? Can I not? Does not contain a constructor. Ugh. Okay, so how do I give it a thing to display? Aaron is saying HTML equals. Oh, on the source itself? Wait. There's an HTML property on this? No. On the source, you mean? I see, okay. See how bad I'm at this. So now can I do issue HTML.source. No. I'll figure this out. I mean, there are things in here like load from XAML and so on. Oh, there's a set value. There's a toString. Set binding. Yeah, this is a much more solvable problem on the source itself. So we just need to point it to something. It's funny that there isn't like a simple property that I can just set right away. Oh, you're using a lot of things here, Jens. Let's look through your dependencies. Autofact, that should be good. Newtonsoft should be good. In-app billing, I have not used that. Poly should be good. Resizetizer should be now built into .NET MAUI. RG pop-up, I have not used that. I see Sync Fusion, I still love you, that's fine. Yeah, take a look at what we have been up to as well. You should always pick UI that works for you and your app. Pancake view should be good. Yeah. Autofact you don't need, it's built in now. Yeah, DI is now built in. It's the .NET generic build system. And I don't know much about FF image reloading, mostly baked into MAUI. So yeah, Aaron is kind of rattling off all the things, dependencies on. But this is normal. Like most full-blown Xamarin Forms apps, you will have all of those dependencies, and hopefully most of them are now either moved over to .NET 6 or you have something that's built into .NET MAUI now. Okay. Oh, Aaron actually pointed me to some stuff. See, I cannot code, so. Oh, I see. My bad. I misread what your last comment was. So, wait, I didn't want to do that. I do want that new web source. Oh, I see. So you can feed it HTML right here, like that. This is sounding weird, but I will do it first. For a minute, HTML, and I will do body Now close body. Now close HTML. It's not particularly happy here, Aaron. I will look this up. Cannot initialize with the collection initialize because it doesn't implement. Yeah. I will look this up, Aaron. It's just me. Twitch is the worst editor. Yeah, I just need to figure out how to do this because like now I'm out of Blazor land. I just need a WebView source. I didn't know that they had actually separated out the WebView from the Blazor WebView, but it's something to play around with. But I should be able to just give it an HTML thing to point to. It's too bad that I don't see an easy way of setting that. This HTML source, can I go to the definition? What is this? Oh, I tried opening up too big of a thing apparently. No, it's back. The constructor doesn't take anything, but it has a base URL that is public, and it has a HTML that is public. Oh, I love you folks. Syncfree should replace it. Hey, pick what works for you. Don't trust anything that I say, right? Because I work for Progress Telerik, but Jen Swosti, try things out. You should pick something based on the docs, the experience you have. So if I head over here, try it out and see if it works for you. We actually have two store apps that are already there. So the Maui Controls Showcase and then the Crypto app. Try out all the UI, all of the stuff that we build, the grids, the charts, the everything that we do. It's already in there, including the source code. So take it for a spin. Make sure the docs are something you're happy with, and then you can consider replacing. Yeah. Dev Express. They're all friends. We're all friends here. Yep. Nothing wrong. I'm not. I don't say bad things about competition. We should all stand on the shoulders of what we have built, not trash talking each other. So use what you feel is right for you and your app. Yeah. See, Alan is independent. He has no ties to anybody else. So that's his opinion. And I've heard that from other people as well, like the support and the bugs are not the best system. Okay, so there's an HTML property on that thing, Aaron. How do I set it? This should be simple. Why can I not just set that HTML property? Maybe I just don't know how to code. So once I knew this up, it's a part of my source. What is this source? It is a WebView source. But that source doesn't give me anything to set. Go back to the docs, but scroll down a bit. Back to the docs. Okay, scroll down. Display local HTML. Yeah, so I was doing this. Excuse me. I'm trying to set this HTML. But it's not giving me. So once I do this, like it just doesn't give me anything to set this with. Or maybe it's like of the type I have to cast it. Because if I just go off the source, it doesn't have anything. Not just a constructor. You want me to do it with a different constructor? What is the doc saying? Oh, I suppose like I can. So you want me to just new up the HTML source right here? Yeah. All right. Too many things. Yeah. And I can point this to something. Let's run this really quick. Yes, woohoo! I am able to successfully copy and paste code and try to follow along smarter people in the chat room. Ow. What? What are you talking about? I never added that. How did that get in place? Let's do a build, and then we'll try to give it the thing that I want it to. It's building. I don't want this. Well, I'm in C# code, so I can just do. So now we will have a race condition. Wait, what? This is a string. Why are you not liking a string? But let's see where we are at with. Because like, does it know to repaint? Because like at some point, once the global HTML is filled up with the actual HTML from my cloud service, I want to repaint that web view, which we'll figure it out. All right, list of apps or list of issues. Tap on that. Did you see that? That is hello world. That is exactly what is coming back from my service. Issue 2. Look at that, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's actually waiting to render and it's actually picking up. This is amazing. Aaron, thank you. Rainbows for you, rainbows for you. Did I have a rainbow sound? No, that's something else. But thank you. But this is kind of fun, how it's working. Yeah, it's very JavaScripty there. Use the commas. So this is interesting because like what it's doing right now is it's not grabbing what's on. No, stop. It is. Wait, it's still running. Okay, no, stop. So in my app XAML, I have this some stuff, right? But it's not setting it because before it comes in, the await and async kicks in, and it's saying no, let's reset that global HTML thing, which I don't even need that global HTML anymore. I can just set it to that. This is interesting. I can simply go off my view model here. I don't need this stuff anymore. Because you know what, I think we are newing up a web view source every time I come in here, which is still interesting. Like I would have thought that the await will, what the code execution should be. It fires off this method. It's in a task, but it sees the await and then it immediately goes to the next line, right? It just follows execution and then it comes. Well, actually, no. This is the reason why it is working, because when it sees the await, it returns the control function back to the calling method, which is here, and that's it. So on appearing, we don't do anything else. It is when the await comes back with a task, that's when we new up this HTML source, and that's where we're resetting the property. So that's why it's working. Okay, this will do. This will do just fine. Now, oh wow, it's I've been streaming for like an hour and 40 minutes already. I want to do one last crazy thing, and then I will stop. while it's doing this, let's get to Sitefinity and pull up an HTML and see how badly we break it. Okay, this one is back though. Yeah, look at that. It's hello world, pulling it right up, and then it's pulling up this one here. Now, I don't have anything else on this. This is still a XAML page, but it's rendering the web view. I might have some more native elements in this, and I just don't have it yet, but for the most part, the web view should just render the HTML. So this is good. Now, let's go to our backend. All right, you're going to see some Sitefinity here. And I have too many logins here. I'm gonna go and let's see. This is Sitefinity. This is how we run our blogs. So go in here. All of our content is here. That's the last issue, right? So I'm gonna go in here. This is the backend, by the way. This is how I post. I mean, we can have some tools that automate the thing, expand full content. Now this one here, go away. Can I see the code? There. Okay, so this is all the HTML. It's scary. I kind of don't want to try this, but we'll see. All right, hold on here. I'm gonna come in here, paste. And then I don't need this one anymore. Yes, leave. Oh, wait a second. I don't want to lock this up. Yes, okay. There you go. Okay, so now this is my, excuse me, the backend HTML for each of the posts. This is the last one. Now this one does not actually have, this one does not have anything else, so I'm going to have to give it some things. Let's do this because like it doesn't have the HTML body or anything like that. Where's it Sam? Oh, foolish Neville, good to see you. I might be able to get to my last Sands of MAUI post and show you the bland HTML. Where do I keep that stuff? Here. So Sands of MAUI, this is what I'm doing every weekend, okay? So I'm going to open this up in Markdown. So I write this in Markdown, right? And then I do an export to HTML. Right, sure. We don't need to include the styles. Save. All right. Done. So now this is my HTML. Let's open this guy up. Okay, here we go. Wait, what is this? This we don't need. Yeah, don't save. Oh, this is still giving me. Why is it without the HTML stuff? That didn't save right. Hold on for a second. Get rid of this. Markdown, file, export, HTML. Give me the whole HTML document. Oh, it just saved it in a different file. I was looking at this wrong thing. All right, now that's gone. Here's my HTML. VS Code. All right, here we go. It has a whole bunch of styles that I don't need. Get rid of that, right? Head can stay, body can stay. That's it. All right. So we're going to take this whole thing. Yeah, concat HTML body. Yes. We're going to take this whole thing, okay? And we're just going to dump it in my Azure Cosmos backend if I can. Here are my issues. Let's go to issue number 1. Instead of hello world, we are going to have this gigantic document. It's getting very confused. Or maybe not. Oh, you know what? I have to escape. I do have to escape all the things. because this is just a string we are setting. Yeah, I do have to escape all the double quotes that are all over the place. This is going to be painful. How do I do in VS Code? Can I do, that's a search. Can I do a replace? Yeah, I don't need to do this. This is kind of tedious work, but just I need to, what? I don't want any of that, go away. But essentially this HTML, I just need to escape all the things. Like you see those double quotes, that's going to confuse the JSON because this is going straight into my backend. So I need to escape anything that is a forward whack, like some of the HTML tags here. No, the HTML tags should be fine, but definitely the double quotes. So prayer might help you. No, I'll try to automate this because like we have gotten to a point where we are able to display some HTML, right? Let's do some HTML here. How about that? Instead of knocking it all out and trying to do this. Oof, this is too big. Let's try some HTML out here, okay? How about that? Let's do that. So you're not watching me hand code HTML, but that's what we'll do. HTML close, give me a body, and let me close body, right? And in my body I will have an H1. I don't need any of this stuff, and I just need to say that. Blah blah. All right, so that's my HTML. Oh, nope, don't save it. HTML body coming back down from the cloud. Yes, that's it. Now how do I save this thing? Is there a save button? Wait, I've been just trying to do this without a save button? What? Update, okay. There you go. So that's updated now. So issue 2 still says hello world again, and then issue 1 should now have some HTML with the Sands of MAUI issue 7. All right, shall we run this? Shall we run this? There we go. All right, issue 2 should say hello world again, and issue 1, look at that. I am getting HTML straight back from the cloud and able to display it. This is good. You have not, Ed was here a while back, but hard to make you see the light of SAML. But folks like us, we love our XAML. It's it's workable. We just need to know the right tools. So yes, Aaron, this is good. This is very, very good because I am now not having to deal with any Blazor. I just simply have a web view that renders my HTML, and I'll figure out a way of cleaning out my HTML. So like for every HTML post or issue, I have all of this HTML. This can be escaped right and then stuck up in Cosmos DB, and then I can pull it down, unless I can use the Sitefinity APIs to pull this straight down. If it gives me like a clear feed, I am happy to use that as well. But this is progress, right? I have a .NET MAUI app. Oh, and shall we try this on iOS real quick? iPhone 13, why not? Let's see if we broke anything for other platforms, because now we have a .NET MAUI app, runs on iOS, Android, Windows, and Mac. So let's run it on iOS. Should not be. Should be the same web view. And I don't know if it's going to give me a different web view for iOS versus Mac. Should be the same, like the WK web view, which is a Safari component. Here's my iPhone 13 Pro. It's booting up. Oh, I'm sitting in front of it. Sorry. There you go. Sheesh, 2 hours just to pull down a string from the cloud. That's how pro I am. And even that I wouldn't have been able to do it without Aaron, who pointed me to the web view. Oh, look at that. Looks a little actually better on on iOS because the fonts look better. It says hello world again, it's just too small. Can I see it? Yeah. And back. And one. Look at that. Yeah. It works. It works. Yay! Alright, people. I think that's a stream. That's like 2 hours just to get something working, but thank you so much, Aaron and Foolschnabel and who else? Blazer, Mr. Magoo, Jen Swoosty, Ed, Alan Ritchie, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thank you for helping me get some of my code to work. I think this is progress. I got to clean up and I have to figure out how exactly I want to stick in that HTML or which exact API I use to bring it down. And yes, on that front, instead of dropping a mic, we are going to say XAML out. Thanks again for hanging out with me, and I love you all. I'll see you around. Take care, and bye-bye.